Welcome to Scaling Your Healthy Food Product podcast, where we believe the process of scaling better for you product doesn't have to be lonely, hard, or complicated, but following simple steps to prepare your product to scale correctly will set you up to succeed. If that is you, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Jacinta. Let's get started, everybody. What's the one thing you wish you knew before starting your food business journey? That's the question we're asking seasoned food entrepreneurs for this episode. It's going to be a treat for everybody, so listen in and let's learn.
The question that you posed was, what is the one thing you wish you knew before starting your food business? Luckily, I was blissfully ignorant because I've always been somebody who's a doer and not a watcher. And I probably would have charged full steam ahead anyway. But I think what's important to know before you start a food business is that the margins are incredibly thin or low. It's difficult to make money when your product or your ingredients are more expensive, like us in the gluten-free space. And so you're constantly watching your margins. You're constantly looking for better pricing. How can you maximize your ingredients, and do you really need as many ingredients as you
One thing I wish I knew before I started a business, there are so many. I could do a whole series of 25 podcasts talking about this. But right now, what comes to mind is you don't need to manage everybody's emotions. You need to manage everybody's expectations. And if they're uncomfortable, unhappy, sometimes with some of the direction or things that are happening in the business, it doesn't belong to you. Try to always stay level, stay as calm as possible, explain, communicate, and manage expectations, but don't necessarily manage emotion. If they want to have an outburst, if they want to be angry, if they want, what have you, then it belongs to them. And you just keep going, keep pushing, keep moving forward, work on your mindset, work on your growth, grow as a person. From there, that's how you build amazing foundation so that your business thrives. So hope this is useful to anybody.
One thing I wish I knew before starting my food business journey is just how deeply personal. I knew entrepreneurship would be hard work, but I didn't realize how much of myself I'd have to bring into it. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. In 2022, I lost my dad and my job within months. In 2023, Clinton lost his sister. And in 2024, just months before our wedding, we lost his mom. Grief truly came in waves, but our business quickly became a space for healing and community. One thing I wish I knew before starting my food business journey is just how deeply personal it would be. I knew entrepreneurship would be hard work, but I didn't realize how much of myself I'd have to bring into it. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. My husband Clinton and I started the CMOS Guy & Co. in 2019, before we even knew how much this business would mean to us. In 2022, I lost my dad and my job within months of each other. In 2023, Clinton lost his sister. And in 2024, just months before our wedding, we lost his mom. Grief truly came in waves, but our business quickly became a space for healing and community. CMOS became more than just a product. It became a reminder to take care of yourself and to honor the legacy of those that we've lost. We wanted to help people feel better and reconnect with natural remedies from our Caribbean roots. But in doing that, we had to prioritize our own healing too. I had to learn to slow down, trust myself, and take care of my mind, body, and soul while navigating grief, marriage. So if there's one thing I'd tell my past self or anyone who's just starting out, it's this: take care of you first. Your health, your healing, and your why, it all matters. Because building a business is just as much about inner growth as it is about strategy or sales. You can't pour into your customers or your community if you're constantly running on empty.
I would say what I wish I knew before I started in my food journey was I think I was a bit naive. I thought that I had come up with a fantastic product that would sell itself. And my mother was actually the one who told me, no, buddy, you're going to be slinging this stuff from the back of your car to stores to start. And then, it's going to be a real evolution. And you know what? I've enjoyed the journey so profoundly. Like, there have been so many amazing experiences, and the learning experiences have been great. I guess the one thing that I wish I had known before was that, yeah, you got to really put in the work to show people why your product is as good as you say it is.
Before embarking on my food business journey, one key insight I wish I had was the level of resistance I would encounter within the food industry, especially from category buyers. While they love the taste and quality of my product, I found that they tend to prioritize price comparisons against other brands. They overlook that the premium flavor and quality stem from the carefully chosen ingredients I use and the absence of cheap fillers that allow the other brands to keep their costs low. It's frustrating to see that while the broader food and beverage industry has embraced varying price points based on ingredient quality, the hummus category has remained stagnant in this regard. This experience has underscored the importance of perseverance and effective communication in conveying the value of a premium product while also navigating a market that can be resistant.
Before starting my food business, I wish I knew how complicated the natural food industry is, the whole supply chain, um, and how, because the supply chain has so many layers, manufacturer ends up making very, very little money and yet is responsible for everything that happens. So I wish I knew that before I started.
The one thing I wish I knew before starting this business journey, and I wish I had scaling in mind before I started. Because what happened to me, we hit a glass ceiling at the production facility, the kitchen we were renting. 15 stores was as much as we can service from that location. So we got into a cash flow issue. And, the profitability was there, but we couldn't produce enough at that location. So we were forced into scaling. Whereas if I started this business with scaling in mind, I wouldn't have put all my resources into operation at that facility. I would have already been thinking my own building, equipment, or like I'm doing now, farm to table experience. Would have started farming, have a facility on the premises with agritourism and dining. So you capture the manufacturing, retail, and agriculture and export opportunities and all that stuff. If I was thinking, if I built a big enough place from the get go, I would have been able to grow the business and have room to expand instead of being forced into expansion. My resources into operation at that facility, I would have already been thinking my own building, equipment, or like I'm doing now, farm to table experience. Would have started farming, have a facility on the premises with agritourism and dining. So you capture the manufacturing, agriculture, and export opportunities and all that stuff. If I was thinking, if I built a big enough place from the get go, I would have been able to grow the business and have room to expand.
I wish that I knew more about manufacturing facilities or how to build one. Um, we didn't expect it to be as capital intensive as it required to be. And for anyone who's starting their own food business, I think that's a pretty decision. It's like, do you choose to manufacture or co-pack innovative products? And for most startups, their products are simply not co-packable and require two very different brains to either be a co-packing type of brand versus a manufacturing brand. So I wish I knew a little bit more about the two paths before going into manufacturing. Not that I regret it, and that's what I would say.
What great advice, right?
This foodpreneurs they've been sharing their heart outs, and I just want to give them a shout out. Thank you to Betsy from Cocoa Beans, Layla from Heel Tea, Jack from the Low Carb Co., Dixie from the CMOS Guy and Co., Johannes from Haynes Hummus, Richa from Good Food for Good, Joe from Apastioli Specialty Foods, and Jimmy from Athling Foods. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. I would be interested to see what the listeners resonated with. I know everybody resonated with a different nugget. So send us a note, send us an email with what you resonated with most. But I just wanted you to go back and do a replay, whatever nugget that really resonated with you and something that you want to take from this episode. So there you go. Enjoy it. And I'm thinking the topic that resonated with a lot of people, we could bring back the food founder and talk and go deeper. But personally, I will be reaching out to most of them, and we will be having them as the year progresses, and we'll talk more about their businesses, just so you learn from another food founder and see some of the things that they went through or their experiences and what we can learn from them to be able to make it better and to be able to scale better with less mistakes, and just be able to hone in and scale our product in a better way, and in a way that will amplify the growth and will amplify the natural category, the plant-based, the specialty foods, and the better for you. All right. Remember, I am cheering you on, and my mission is to see more food businesses, healthy food businesses, better for you, plant-based in the food aisle. So remember, I'm cheering you on. So this week, as you make a step closer to your dream, to seeing your products in the market or seeing the growth that you deserve, remember, I am cheering you on. Until next week, keep scaling your food business.